Here we go.
It's me, Timothy, and also Charlotte Cuff.
Yep, this is what it sounds like when the two of you combine.
Yeah. We did a fusion dance.
I played polymerization on you. Hey guys, my name is Alex Cuff. This is Up the Cuff. We're back with the End Stupid Marathon. I'm here with not a family member.
Yeah, I'm Sam. Or Sweeting, as everyone calls me, because we already know another Sam.
Yeah. You have a YouTube channel.
I do. I should start doing things on it again soon.
And this is Crash Bash, released for the PlayStation 1 in the year 2000. This is a party game in the Crash franchise, trying to ride off the success of Mario Party by doing a distinctly not Mario Party thing.
I mean, from what little I've seen, it looks more like Power Stone than anything.
I was going to ask, how familiar are you with Crash Bash?
I learned this game existed like a month ago.
Okay. How'd you do that?
Well, I had all three of the original trilogy on PS1, and I'd played all of them. I hadn't finished any of them as a kid, but that was basically where Crash ended for me, up until, like, I played a bit of Twinsanity, and I had Crash of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant on DS.
Oh no!
Actually, Crash of the Titans on DS is the only Crash game I finished as a kid.
That is extremely disappointing to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you can see, the adventure mode can be played one player or two. We've elected to play one player.
Yeah.
Two player is technically max percent, but in one player, it'll be quicker by the virtue of the fact that you haven't played this before.
Pretty much, yeah.
And again, for the sake of consistency, I'll play as Crash, just so he can always be the one that saves the day. And he was the one I always played as a kid, because I'm annoying. Okay, so we're actually playing with the audio. We'll be able to hear the audio with this setup. So you can find out the story of this game. Basically, the masks are bickering about who's stronger.
Okay.
Riveting stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. So, like, there are ancients?
Apparently, that's the only time they're ever mentioned in the series. And also, at the end of Crash 3, the two masks really fight each other. So
yeah.
It's basically flimsy pretense to say the masks can't fight each other, so they're going to summon forces from Earth and have them go at each other on their behalf. So this was the first game not made by Naughty Dog, and it kind of shows the quality control is not quite there.
Right.
As you can probably tell by the fact that all the models have the one face. Stop cheating, Uka Uka!
There are more villain characters in our franchise than heroes.
And I didn't want to summon the polar bear. So that's why Tiny and Dingo Dell are on the good team in this game.
Okay.
This entire plot is structured on flimsy pretenses, essentially. So now we have the game. We're playing as Crash, and we have the 4 main mini-games in Walk 1 before a boss fight.
Alright.
We're going to start with Crash Ball. So basically this game is just all mini-games, all the time. No big board game map, nothing like that. It's just good old-fashioned, bare basics. So also each mini-game has 4 variants, and the first of each is basically standard.
Right.
So this is Crash Balls. It's essentially 4-player Pong. And you can taunt by pressing triangle. It picks up speed as it goes along, don't worry.
Yeah.
Also, the computer will eventually decide it cares. The AI will eventually decide that it cares. Heed those words, everyone. You're gonna get some primo cuff rage over the next few episodes. As of me recording this, I still haven't finished Crash Bash yet. I'm still in the middle of playing it. It's taking this long. Oh. This has been your daily ominous warning of things to come. And now, back to your regularly scheduled and stupid marathon. It sure is and stupid.
So it's just table hockey.
It's essentially table hockey, yeah.
Like with 4 players, yeah.
With 4, and also each variant adds new things on top of it to make it a little harder. Now, pressing square gives you an extra kick, but if you don't hit any balls with the extra kick, you'll temporarily lose it for a bit. So you can't just be all trigger happy. See that right there? I lost it for a sec. All right. So you briefly mentioned your history with the Crash franchise.
Yeah. So, like I said, I had all 3 of the first trilogy. I didn't get too far in them. Most of the time, it would be like, it's like particularly as a kid, I would have this thing where it's just like, there is conflict in this video game now. I'm just going to start a new save and play the first section of the game that I feel comfortable with over and over again.
A man after my own heart.
So like, for most Crash games, it would pretty much just be the first warp room that I would just play over and over again.
Oh dear.
But like on top of that, it was also more that I preferred Spyro anyway. And then like I said, we had Twinsanity. I don't think I ever finished that. I remember I got up to the bit where Cortez is being chased by the bee swarm, and then just kind of didn't pick it up again.
Right. So you got to the first escort mission essentially.
Yeah. And then, like I said, I had Crash of the Titans on DS. It was the first one I actually finished because it wasn't very hard.
Okay. I've started looking at the computer instead of the TV because there's a tiny delay that's putting me off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not that noticeable, but it's just literally as if I watched the computer. So Crash Bash for me, as a kid, I absolutely adored it. Primarily because we didn't have a Mario Party in the house.
Yeah.
That wasn't on DS.
Right.
So at parties, this was basically the go-to. And I remember hours upon hours of playing this with my cousins at like birthdays and Christmas and Easter and shit like that. Haven't played it in years, and that's primarily because, again, and I've been using this as an excuse a bunch, but once the Insane Trilogy came out and that was the newest Crash game, that's all I wanted to play. I didn't really want to go back to the old stuff. But this game, I'm both very excited to be playing it today and also very anxious, because as I've for some reason decided to do, this is a max completion playthrough, meaning I'm going for 200%, and when I do so, it'll be the first time I'll ever do so. I've never once 200% of this game.
Okay.
For what will become obvious reasons.
Oh, goody.
So
are there gonna be any games in this marathon that you don't 100%?
Hopefully not. If I do it for one, I feel like I've got to do it for all. That's just the OCD person in me. But there is one, and I won't say which, but I might just say, close enough for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, with the exception of Crash Purple, because technically 100% for that is get all the trading cards. But in order to do that, you need to link a copy of Spyro Orange, and that's not a thing that I can do. Because I don't have Spyro Orange or a Game Boy Link cable. And to put on top of that, I'll be emulating the game anyway. So,
So it's the same reason you can't do 100% Pokédex completion in an emulated Pokemon game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's that kind of logic. But there is one on top of that I might not do 100% for, but again, we'll get to that later. So the trophy matches in each level essentially require you to win 3 rounds of the game to get the trophy.
Okay.
In most gameplay variants, it won't be so tedious, but because this is one of the few variants that doesn't have a time limit, this one lasts the longest.
Yeah. Because it's pure elimination.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like you could have like the standard 90-second time limit and just have it be like, well, if not everyone's eliminated, then highest score at the end wins.
Yeah.
But I think there's more opportunities for ties.
Yeah.
And I feel like they...
Because like you'd at least have to have a sudden death or something.
Yeah, and I feel like they experimented with because most minigames have like if it's a tie, it's a do-over. But I feel like this variant may have had more ties than most.
Yeah.
So that's why they just didn't put a time limit in. All right, so we got the trophy in that in Crash Balls. We're not quite done with it yet though, because each variant also has a gem and a crystal to get.
Okay.
And these are necessary to unlock the bosses. So
right, yeah.
we'll just be getting these as we go, essentially. So the gem challenges always impose either a score limit or a time limit, and also a bumped enemy AI. So for example, in Crash Balls, you start with 9, everyone else starts with 15. And you have to win once with this variant. I always taunt at the beginning of Crash Balls because it's habit, I guess.
It's free.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So this is where you start to see the ridiculous requirements for max percent come at you. Because you have to basically do these for every single gameplay variant, and some of them can be kind of brutal. But there is a way that they decided to make that a little easier, and that's by rubber banding.
Okay.
The more you lose on a specific game, the easier the CPU get. So it essentially becomes not a test of skill, but a test of endurance.
Yeah. How patient are you?
Yeah, exactly. And that's going to become especially difficult as we get to some of the relic challenges, which I won't explain yet.
So there are relic challenges.
There are you don't unlock the relics until the 4th warp room.
Alright.
I won't be going for them until after I've beaten the final boss fight.
How many warp rooms are there?
There's 4 warp rooms with boss fights, and then there's a 5th with all the extra minigames.
Okay.
So there's 5 warp rooms, there's 28 minigames total. So it's 28 trophies, 28 gems, 28 crystals, and 28 gold and platinum relics. And they are different things in this game. Oh dear. Come on. There we go. So some of these are going to be a little easier than others. Oh, I should probably explain that monkey that you've never seen before.
I was going to ask, yeah.
He's an original creation for this game. His name is Rillaroo.
Yeah, I've heard the name before, so I assume that's who he was.
He exists purely because Dingo Dial needed a palette swap, essentially. Because everyone else has one. You've got Crash and Coco, Cortex and Brio, Tiny and Koala Kong, and then Dingo Dial and Rillaroo. I don't know why they couldn't have just done 8 unique characters, but this was easier. And the Crystal challenges always switch up the aesthetic of the level and have a unique challenge, so it's never the same.
Okay.
So with this one, you're not allowed to use the square button to extra kick.
Alright.
You just have to use your ship.
So make it more tedious, essentially.
Essentially, it usually gives you a disadvantage against the computer, who typically don't have the same
restrictions as you?
Restrictions as you, yeah. Damn it. Some do. Oh, God damn it. Oh no! No!
Just stop being bad.
Oh, thank God I had that one at least. So I think it's about this point that you're watching this and going, man, I'm so happy I didn't commit to 2-player. Because, yeah, this is, Jesus Christ. This is only the first Crystal Challenge, and historically this one hasn't been too difficult for me to play. Gosh. So I think you can see now why well, first of all, why it took this long for me to get around to recording this, because there's a reason I was doing this with my brother. Essentially, he was like, no, damn it. At least it doesn't make you sit through the whole round while the others complete it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't been doing any edits in the videos. I've largely just been putting them up as is, but this one I might.
Yeah, potentially.
It depends on how colourful our commentary is while during the game replays, because it's going to need to be good.
And we will have some heavy lifting to do. Do I need to bring out the quizzes now? Or?
I don't think we want to blow our load too early.
I did mention I do have one prepared.
Okay.
And it's not a quiz I found. It's a quiz like I had the idea for and have made myself.
I'm excited about that. Yeah. I'm just impressed that you're willing to continue the tradition. Because we could have just said, all right, that was an original trilogy thing.
Well, you did them in CTR.
Yeah, but that was the Naughty Dog, so you know, it felt kind of appropriate. Get that, damn it! It's not gonna be this one either, I think, unless, yeah, nah. At least I beat one of them. I suppose instead of to pass some time in level 1.
Yeah.
We can talk about how we know each other, just for the audience who might not know.
Alright, well, we met in uni.
Yep.
Doing theatre. And then we both left uni.
At basically the same time.
Yeah, I want to say it was like a week or two max between you making the decision and me making the decision.
It can't have been more than that.
Yeah.
So essentially, the short story is that we were both retaking the only theoretical course that we were both obliged to take.
And it was arse.
Oh, it was absolutely trash. It was because theatre isn't its own degree and it's lumped in with all the other creative disciplines. They have that one class that's like everyone's got to do it, and therefore it covers basically none of those disciplines.
Yeah.
It's weirdly it's like the jack of all trades, master of none of that course.
Yeah.
And I think I can't speak for you, but it definitely looked like I have to retake it a third time by the end.
I was probably gonna have to do it again, yeah.
Because I'm hot shit at essay writing, and doing a theatre course, I thought, man, I won't have to do any of that shit. But
I feel like in the arts in general, there's like there's definitely a place for theory work.
Yeah.
And that side of things, but like if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah, exactly. But at roughly the same time, we were both or rehearsing for an upcoming show that we were putting on essentially on our own.
More or less, yeah.
And that was a stage adaptation of Rooster Teeth's Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, first 2 seasons turned into a 2-act play.
Yep. And that, I'm glad that was a thing that we had to fall back on, because that show essentially formed our entire friendship group that has existed for the last 5 years.
Most of it, yeah.
Yeah. We've had additions here and there, obviously, but that was the core group of people that have stuck together since.
Yeah.
And based on that show, we sort of did more and more original work, and that was a good way to pass time, I guess.
I mean, I also think just us getting out and doing stuff in the theatre community was ultimately way more. It was a way better learning experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Than anything we'd ever done in uni.
What's that? A practical application of the stuff we want to do is better than a theoretical?
Yeah.
Who would have guessed? Yeah. So yeah, I think because we started uni at the same time.
Yeah.
2014.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, because I kind of, at least from what I can remember, I kind of kept to myself early in uni.
Yeah, I was the same.
Yeah, because I have that thing where it's like I can be super outgoing and friendly once I get to know you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until then, I'm gonna be super treading on thin ice around you, buddy.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, finish the thought.
I'll finish it when it comes.
Okay.
No. I think. Probably one of the better things about at least the more practical classes we did at uni was that by virtue of having to do like scene work with partners and stuff, like we were sort of forced to like actively make friends with everyone. So
yeah, that was I don't want to like when I say I kept to myself, I don't want it to sound like I was sort of no one was an outcast.
Yeah, no, like it was definitely a very nice group of people.
Yeah, but I want to say that we didn't really get that close until like the first Playmates. I want to say.
Yeah.
Can you think of anything before then? Oh, hang on, wait, this is close. Come on, fuck up. No! Son of a bitch! And when you lose, it has the audacity to still take points off the computer.
The only other like major thing I can think that you and I specifically did in uni was that scene where we were the guys in the hotel room and there was the hostage situation next door.
But even then, I think that was post.
I think that was after the first Playmates. Yeah.
Yeah. So Playmates is an annual improv competition that takes place down here, and the first year that I did, I also happened to be like one of the only people from the university who frequently fields a team who put forward a submission, and so the person who organised it was like, you just put a team together.
Yeah.
With me initially reaching out to him being like, do you got any spaces for me? I didn't expect to be like...
It was just like, no one in the uni wants to do it this year.
Do you have a space for me? I do have a space for you. As a captain of the team, also find another team. I was like, oh shit, okay. And I knew that you were typically good at, like, you know, funny.
Yeah.
we had classes together, and I knew of you. Actually, I knew you by then.
Yeah, no, we'd interacted.
I don't want it to sound like
beyond just like, oh, that's that guy in my class.
Yeah, this isn't some kind of like I don't want it to sound like this is some sort of film where it's just like, you know, thrust together out of circumstances. Now it's sort of like
initially like.
I don't know about this guy.
I've been forced onto the improv team, but that made friends for life.
Yeah. Like, I don't know about this guy. What kind of person in the singing class chooses lyrics to the Jurassic Park theme? But then, like, warmed up to you after the fact. No. Like, we were generally good friends before then. But, like, that was what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next year we had, like, 8 people in our class for acting. And we were all meant to do duologues, and it was like, well, I mean, it's kind of a given at this point.
And then we never did any 2-person shows with just us again. And then you just put up images of every single 2-person show we've done.
Honestly, like, I can only think of 2 off the top of my head, but like, I think even in non-2-person shows, we tended to be put together a bunch.
Yeah, like...
We didn't do there weren't a lot of 2-handers in general. I think it was just that one we did for class and then the first work shorts.
I mean, like...
Oh, and Eternity with You from Wasteland.
Yeah, like...
But I think it's because both the theatre one we did for class and the one I wrote were in the exact same calendar year.
Yeah.
I think that's what pushed it over the top.
And like even in like more recent improv stuff we've done, we get paired up a lot.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because like we know we work well together, so...
Yeah, because since the first Playmates that we did together, we've always been... The other 2 team members of our 4-person teams have sort of been different depending on the year, but...
There's been like a couple of people who did 2 years in a row, but for the most part, you and me are the only people who've consistently done it.
Yeah.
like for the last, what, 6 years?
Roughly,
5, 6 years?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're all gonna die!
In the event of a crash landing...
I am a tick, and he will make you flee! I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave right now.
What?
Halfway.
You heard me the first
Can't
time.
leave. How else will I have a teacup?
You've got a point. I will be your teacup.
Here's the thing. I never actually thought we would vote yes.
Incredible. What are you doing? Oh, that's what a crystal looks like.
Cool.
I did it.
It only took us explaining the summation of our entire relationship to each other.
Oh, God. On to the second game variant, which is going to be much quicker by virtue of the fact that it has a timer.
It has a timer and it's not elimination based.
It is elimination based,
Well, I mean,
but it's a time limit. This is Polar Panic.
will it involve polar bears?
We're all riding them. So you gotta shove all the other people off the ice.
Oh, so it's the ice bullies from Mario 64. But
Yep. Oh, and the little... There's a thing that gives you power-ups. This one you want to keep when the ticking stops. Give it back to me! Ah, damn it. And then, otherwise that happens.
And you get stunned.
Yep. So this is another chance. This is a chance to explore like the first aspect of character picking that actually means a damn. Each character has sort of different stats in some minigames. So in this one, everyone has a different boost timer, essentially.
Ooh.
So Crash has 2 boosts he can do before his meter at the top is full up completely, and then he has to wait. Brio has 1 big one that he uses with his jetpack, then he has to wait for it all to cool down. And Rillaru for some reason has the weakest attack, but he can do like 3 or 4 in a row. So
Do the characters have like different weights depending on their size or anything like that?
Don't know. I want to say no, given that it's a 2000s game.
I mean, when did Mario Kart start implementing weight classes?
I have no idea as of this moment. I will look it up in... Oh, damn, I thought I pierced the gap there.
I know DS had weights,
Well,
but
then,
that was also the first Mario Kart game I'd really played, so...
if you're not pushed off at too high a speed, you can try and recover by pushing into the arena and tapping square. But
Yeah.
you can't do that in this early difficulty level.
But they can later, I assume.
Oh, they will later. In fact, this is the only level where they won't. Hi, Brio. I'm gonna be... Damn it. I was gonna try and be ballsy and get him off while he was big, but... See, there's me. Just save myself there. Get off. There you go. Okay, what's this gonna be? Oh, this is the bad one. And you won't see what it does.
That's good.
See, that round took like less than 30 seconds.
This power-up is not good. That's bad. But you won't see it happen. That's good. The minigame will now get harder. That's bad.
Okay.
But you might win a gem. That's good.
There are 27 more of them. That's bad.
Can I go now?
Okay, so now we have a minute to do it.
Okay. So is there like a sudden death in this one if...
No, if 2 people are left at the end, it's just a tie and you gotta try again.
Right.
There's no sudden death mechanics in any minigame. It's just, oh, it was a tie? Too bad. Try again.
You didn't win.
But even in multiplayer, it does a thing where it's like, it'll just say tie and then the round starts over.
Right.
Nah, this is it. Oh, this will help. Gimme. Thank you. Alright, stay away from these arseholes. No! Ah, that sucks. Choose the others. Choose the others. Damn it! Of course that happened.
The one spot. Alright, you just have to get them all in 7 seconds.
Ah, it's not gonna happen. Yeah. How long have we been recording for? 30 minutes? I know, it feels like 2 hours, doesn't it? Oh! Okay, getting this early was helpful. I'm gonna try
and losing it was not.
I was gonna try and get some ice removed before I go for him. Alright, go for other people. Stop hitting the ice! You idiot! Oh, well.
Bye.
That's a quicker way to lose the game. Okay. I can see on your face, you're like more and more relieved that you're not playing this as well.
Pretty much.
But there's also a look of like, why was this the game you had to be up to when I offered to use my computer? Because I'm very close to getting my own setup that I can actually use on my own time. But I'm like a week out from doing that. Alright, so now you'll see what the bad thing does. Hopefully it won't happen to me. It just kills you.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Alright. I was hoping for something better than that. Oh. Why can't they even kill each other? That would make things so much easier if they could just do their damn jobs. Oh, no! If only it could be 1 minute, 2 seconds.
Damn.
Alright, I just gotta ignore them for like the first 20 seconds and just clear as much ice as I can.
Yeah, the advantage to me not playing is that at any point, if I start getting bored, I just go grab my Switch and start playing something on my own.
Alright,
There's one.
Alright, now Ollie's got the thing on. Oh, okay, this is it.
Alright, just stay away.
Yay! Second gem.
Fatality.
It has that energy. Okay. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. Half an hour in, barely any progress made, and we've already run out of things to talk about.
Alright, here's a hypothetical for you.
Alright, these are fun.
Say like a company like DreamWorks gets the rights to a Crash movie.
Uh-huh.
And you're in charge of casting.
Casting?
Yeah. But the only stipulation is like they have to be like big name celebrities. You can't just like be like, oh well, I still want Clancy Brown to be
right.
Cortex because like not enough people
can do the Cortex voice.
No, just like because like normal Hollywood audiences aren't gonna know. Like Clancy Brown, that's not gonna bring in an audience. Yeah. But like if it's Cortex played by Chris Pratt or some dumb shit like that, like that's gonna get people in seats. So
who would I cast in the Crash movie?
Who do you cast in the Crash movie?
Well, first of all, Crash is mute.
Yeah, you don't wanna have like Chris Hemsworth. Just as like being a really ochre Australian Crash.
Look, as tempting as that is, he could be really ochre Dingo Dial.
Yeah, I can see that.
Come on. Thank you. So the challenge for that was if the white lightning from the beam hits you, you get paralyzed, and then they can hit you off easily.
All right, Crash. Is Crash completely mute, or do you have like?
I have Frank Welker do Crash noises.
Whoa. I'm not sure you can get away with arguing that Frank Welker's a big name.
I mean, if he can still play Scooby-Doo in the Scoob movie.
I mean, yeah, but like...
If he can be the one voice that they don't recast from the main cast of characters.
Yeah.
Okay, well I definitely want to get, I don't want any American, for the animals at least. So like, you know, it's all based in like the Southeast Pacific, so I'd want the characters to be, like Cortex, he can stay American because he emigrated.
Yeah.
But like for the wildlife, I'd want them to have voices that matched where they come from.
Yeah.
So Coco would be falling at the first hurdle.
I think there's a very obvious one for Coco.
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, yeah.
See, for a long time I was stuck on Australian actresses. Kate Blanchett. No, too old. Like I want a youngish voice because Coco's a youngish personality.
Yeah.
Who's got a deep voice for Cortex? Oh gosh. This is where my lack of knowledge on anything pop culture apart from Crash games comes to bite me in the ass.
No, it's alright. Just think about actors who've been in the MCU.
Oh, that'll help.
Because that's the only other pop culture thing you know.
Okay, that's a bit... that's a bit unfair. That said, it does help. Cortex will be voiced by... Oh no. So you're gonna hate me.
If you say Josh Brolin, like...
No, I wasn't gonna say Josh Brolin.
Alright. Who plays Cortex?
See, I just had it and then you said Josh Brolin. But it's not Josh Brolin. It's Benedict Cumberbatch, but in his Grinch voice. Yeah, the look you just gave me summed it all up. That's exactly what I thought you were going to do. No, it's not. It's... See, if he was still alive, I'd go Alan Rickman.
Yeah, I could see him doing Cortex.
But it needs to be, like, depending on the adaptation, it needs to be goofier. Because, like, assuming the movie has Uka Uka in it as well,
yeah,
he'd be the real, like, imposing villain, whereas Cortex would be not comedy relief, but...
Well, what do you think the story would be of a Crash DreamWorks movie?
Oh, God.
In what fun and exciting way does Crash come to the real world?
Oh, fuck you!
That's the only way you could do movies about video game characters, is they have to come to the real world.
So you said DreamWorks and not Sony Pictures Animation. That's the distinction.
Oh, I mean, like...
I don't think they've done a video game adaptation before, DreamWorks.
I'm trying to think. At least not DreamWorks Animation.
Like, the only DreamWorks adaptation I can think of that they did, like, they didn't put Captain Underpants in the real world.
Well, no.
They didn't have, he finds a, oh geez, that would be so stupid.
Like, live-action George and Harold find a magical science beam that makes their comic come to life or some stupid crap.
But live action George and Harold are still played by Kevin Hart and Thomas Middleditch, and they do that thing where they walk around on their knees.
Honestly, yeah. Like, did you ever check out the animated series on Netflix?
No, I looked up a clip and I was like, the kids don't sound great.
Yeah, like it was weird because I was like, for whatever reason, even when I was reading the Captain Underpants books, I imagined George and Harold to have more adult voices.
Well, it's because they're the only voices of reason.
Yeah. But yeah, so far we've got Margot Robbie as Coco, and that's it.
That's it, yeah. Oh no, we got Chris Hemsworth as Dingo Dial.
Alright, yeah, Chris Hemsworth, Dingo Dial.
I might go with I might legitimately go Tom Hiddleston as Entropy. Because Tropy's got that kind of British, like also pompous British.
Yeah. I reckon Hugo Weaving for Uka Uka.
I could see that, yeah. Still haven't solved that Cortex issue, but
Nah. Well, it's your Cortex issue. I'm the one who posed the hypothetical.
no, you've already chipped in with an option. That sets a precedent. You can give an answer.
I can. It's just not on me to do it.
You're a sick individual. You're gonna let me stew in my own filth, thinking of. Jesus. Please be enough. Oh, come on. Give me any crate. Any crate. Actually, this is gonna help a lot. Give me any crate. Give me this one. Oh, he shot me right at that moment. Alright. See, some of these are easy challenges.
Yeah.
Just historically not Crash Balls, apparently.
Yeah.
I might just go Bill Hader.
For Cortex.
Yeah, he can do. He's a good impressionist. He can do a lot of good voices, and he's also funny enough that he can bring out that comedy if he needs to. Okay, obviously Mike Tyson as Tiny Tiger. It's that version of the character.
Yeah.
The one that exists in the games.
But like, not the one that's actually a tiger, because that's stupid.
Oh yeah.
And doesn't make any sense. He's supposed to be a Tasmanian tiger, you fools.
Idiots. Who else is there to cast? Aku Aku. Who's a... I'm trying to think of like... mentor figures from movies that I shouldn't have picked up these boots. Just gonna... So if you hit a mushroom, you instantly die! See, I tilted the stick up, I did. So the challenge for this one is to get as many points as you can early, and then just don't move.
Yeah.
Like, give me a box. There you go. Aku Aku will be... See, you're making me do two things here.
I feel like Morgan Freeman fits that archetype, but it's also the lazy answer.
It is. I didn't even see that mushroom appear. See, I was trying to think.
It was behind Koala
It was
Con.
behind, the character. Yeah, that's all I can think of as well now. Because at first I was like, mentor figures, Alfred, Michael Caine. No.
My name is Aku Aku, and I am a magic mask.
Come on, Crash. We gotta stop the evil Cortex from taking over the world.
My evil brother, Uka Uka.
Well, if Hugo Weaving is Uka Uka, let's just get Sam Neill as Aku Aku.
Yeah, I can see that.
Are there any other people we absolutely need to
Engine.
cast? Oh, Engine, yeah, of course. Nick Kroll.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just trying to cast people who can do a lot of different voices now. Like I got Bill Hader in, and I got Nick Kroll.
What about Torna? Is Torna gonna be in the movie?
Yeah, Gilbert Gottfried. Actually, no, Gilbert Gottfried is Engine. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
No, Torna is gonna be... Come on, I pressed up. I couldn't just stop either because Rillaroo was close to my score. No, Torna will be... Assuming she is...
I feel like Torna's the type of character that a studio would be like, let's get Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Even though she's not Australian.
Nicole Kidman. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll get Kylie Minogue then.
Yeah.
I always forget that Nicole Kidman is an Australian.
It's specifically because of Kylie Minogue. For some reason, my brain, like, combines the two into one person.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got the cast now. What's the plot?
Well, the cast we've got
Mm-hmm.
is Crash, Coco, Torna, Uka Uka, Aku Aku, Cortex, Engine, Entropy, and Dingodile.
Ah, come on, Depth Perception.
So we either need to cast more characters or make up a story using only the... Oh no, Mike Tyson is Tiny.
Yes.
So...
That's integral. Without him, we don't have a movie. He's bankrolling a lot of it. He's a surprise Crash fan.
Yeah.
He was like, well...
Turns out there was an episode of Mike Tyson Mysteries all about Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. He was like, wow, they bastardized this character that has, like, is a fan favorite. But they used me to do it. This game gets me. So I have a feeling you could just, you could sort of do what the Captain Underpants movie did and, like, combine plots from a bunch of the different narratives into one. So you have, you very briefly show, Cortex, Crash being created.
Yeah.
Then, no! Oh! Speed boots! I've got to pay close attention to the scores, because I feel like if I hit a certain point, I can just... I'm not...
Stop
I can
moving,
stop, yeah. I'm not paying too much attention to when I can stop.
Because, like, they won't catch up to you anyway.
Yeah. What would the story even be? Because I'm trying to think now, and, like, combining the narratives would just be kind of impossible.
Well, like, Crash has never been a particularly story-heavy game to begin with. So unless you can, like, create some kind of narrative that's like, and this is why Crash has to action platform his way across the Wampa Islands.
Yeah, because you couldn't really have a crystal grabbing narrative.
Because, like, I feel like Crash is one of those things where the characters have a lot of personality, but they don't have a lot of character, necessarily.
Alright.
You're at 86.
I'm in a good spot at the moment.
The next highest is 42, so I think you're good.
Keep a close eye on how people are doing, because they might sneak up. I know, I'll get this one.
Rillaroo's on 66. You're on 100.
I'm just gonna go for close
15
ones.
seconds left.
That should do it. Okay. So I feel like it would have to be something like, it would have to be, what Cortex wants in the first game actually coming to fruition. So it'd be him creating a mutant army and, like, using it to storm the place, essentially. And you'd have Crash you'd show Crash being created as, like, a general of the army, and then he escapes, because that was the original plan for Cortex. He escapes, he comes across his sister again, for some reason, we never find out Coco's lore. Because she just shows up.
We've got a DreamWorks movie now. We can explore those ideas.
Actually, it's looking like it potentially has a potential. It might show up in Crash 4. Because there's a mechanic called the flashback tapes, which is like training tapes from when Cortex was creating Crash and Coco.
Okay.
And he's like putting them through these like exercises to test their viability as a mutant army. And it's looking like we might see some story building there, especially because we're at a current generation of games where.
Well, yeah, all the trailers for Matter of Time so far have been the game looks a lot more story focused.
Which is interesting because we haven't really seen a lot of what the story's going to be yet, which I kind of like. Because they're focusing far more on the gameplay than the story, and I think that's a good thing. Leave the story stuff as a surprise. Like if there are any cameos from old Crash characters, I don't want them to reveal all that in the trailers, which a lot of people are like, I want to see Crunch, like what's Crunch in the trailers? I'm like, if he's in the game at all, they're clearly not going to reveal that in the trailer. It's going to be a surprise for in-game when you get there. Like, calm down, everyone.
Like, unless they wind up being playable, like Dingo Dial.
Oh yeah, like they reveal Dingo Dial because that's obviously a big thing. You want to showcase that. But yeah, so it would be, getting back to the topic of discussion, it would be, Cortex creates a mutant army, Crash rebels, maybe the Act 2 twist is they go to entropy and be like, make it so that change time and then
time travel back.
Let's time travel, and instead of like using it to get crystals, we'll use it to kill Crash before we even decided to like make him.
Yeah. We'll just kill him while he's a normal Bandicoot.
Yeah. And then you could those are decent enough stakes, I think, and it's fitting with it doesn't betray any character motivations from the games.
Yeah.
I feel. I have no idea what the chunk of the movie would be, disbanding Cortex's army, and then I don't know. I'm not a movie writer.
No, you're just a play and TV show writer.
Oh, I'm not a TV show writer yet.
Well,
if all goes well,
you've written a TV show. Plenty of writers never have anything published.
Thanks for making that I feel like you're speaking negative energy into the universe there. So these Craig games are by far the easiest, purely because they're the most fun.
Yeah.
It's just go full annihilation on each other and just assassinate your enemies.